Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to receive all notifications because just hitting subscribe doesn't mean anything. Well, hello everyone. How is it going? Welcome to another installment of Clip Studio tips. I wanted to look at some of the animation elements and have a little bit of a live Q&A maybe if people are having problems, because some people have run into some issues. So I've been working on this little animation here, drag through the timeline. I'll probably use it if it turns out okay for promoting the second Gunship Thunder Punch book and just to get some practice on animating. One of the things that people have kind of run into with doing animation is copying and pasting into layers. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let me see. Let me find a good layer here. We got a little pan, and all this was copied and pasted, and then I'm sliding it to the side. And so let's copy and paste something here. So if I got this guy right here, I've got to make. If you just copy, if you select everything and you copy, it'll copy what's on that layer and it'll just paste right on that same layer. So I got to make a new frame. Good morning, Thomas. Hello. So I always use, just to simplify things, I use the new animation cell right here, and it's made a blank cell. I've got onion skin on that toggles what gives you a faint, transparent view of what's come before. I'm gonna turn that off real quick. And if I just hit Control V, it'll paste it on there, and I can edit it because it's already on this little thing here. Good morning, Cosmeti. So some people have been running into problems where they can't edit. So let me see, make sure I can move this. Yeah, see, I can move just a little bit. We got a little movement there. I'm gonna delete that because that doesn't make any sense. But just to show you how I'm going through and cutting and pasting. Now, some of the problems someone might run into is if you go up here and we'll say we're gonna make a new animation cell maybe. Let's see, let's do a just make a new layer in here. Okay, we got a layer. Here's the problem. I can't do anything with it because it is not assigned. See, I'm still on this other layer. I gotta assign it. So if I assign it here, there's 14. Boom, there it is. Now let's see if I can copy and paste and try to recreate some of the problems that people are having. No, it will not. It does one copy 29. I'll bet if I right click in here that, yep, there it is. Now I can assign it. So one of the things with undo Clip Studio is it's really finicky about how you copy and paste things, and it's a little counterintuitive, and I'm sure there is a rhyme and reason to why it's doing that. Be honest, I'm not exactly sure, and this is one of the things I've run into with the animation feature, is that you just have to figure out what works and always do it that way. Thomas says, is this for the upcoming Gunship Thunder Punch campaign promo? I hope so. I'm going ahead and starting to slowly put that together. The book is at the printer. I'm actually waiting to hear from them. I got my ISBN number and put that on the cover. I had forgotten to do that, so I did that this week. But I'm just waiting on the printer now. So, short story to this little problem is the flow should be create a new cell. Click on go back and forth with your layers initially, like down here in your timeline, and then copy here and then click on that one and then paste into that. That always works. One of the things that you have to watch out for too is people are asking why can't they go more than 24 frames. Clip Studio Pro only gives you 24 frames. Clip Studio EX, I think you have unlimited, and you can do all these different folders and layers and things. So that was one problem that people are running into. Another thing that old tip, if you want to space things out, you'll notice that I have my frames here are called 1, 1A, 1B, 1C, blah, 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 all the way to 2. So what I did was I kind of treated it as between 1 and 2 being a keyframe. So I wanted to get here, so I did that second. And I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. Let's say, let's just do something over here. Let's put a frame there. Let's hide. Where can I hide him? Where is I can go over here and I'll hide this whole layer. Goodbye, monster. Bink. All right. So so here we go with, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm trying to streamline this video so that can be used as a better reference for one of my Clip Studio things too. So let's say I start here, and then the next frame, let's put the onion skin on so I can see where I started. Let's say I want to end up over here. So say I got a keyframe. There's the end, there's the beginning. And what I want to do is I can move this down. Let's say I want to move this up to 5 frames to get there. Now I've got this big space here. So what I can do is if I hit create a new layer, and it's going to throw it way over there. I want to drag it, but it's going to make it 13A. So this can become my in-betweens. So now I click on that one, and I go here. I'm going to click another one. It's next. And see, I can kind of use these fill-in things as my in-betweens between these 2 keyframes. And it should give me one more. Yep. And then when I play it, here it is. So if you think that'll help your workflow, you can go through and just do your main keyframes and then drag them out, space them out how far you think it'll take you, and then just go back and it'll fill in between like 1 and 2, like it did with in between 13 and 14, 1A, 1B, or 13A, 13B, and those can be like kind of in betweens. So that's kind of how that works. And I don't need this little glowing ball here. Lightning Fan, as a comic book artist, since you deal in sequential arts, do you feel it translates easy into animation? One of the things I found that helps is being able to just turn and in your head see objects from different angles. There's definitely, I'm still learning animation as far as, like, I figured out how Clip Studio works. Doesn't mean I'm a great animator. So I'm still learning animation. But one of the things that, another tip that I've learned is that focus on one thing at a time. So like here, I can visualize how to turn his head and kind of spend a little time thinking about the shot before. This is really more of a storyboard right now. But one of the things too is like focus on the storyboard first, get the motion. Don't get impatient. And so then I can go in and treat each frame as a drawing and do it really well, and then do the next one really well, and do the next one. That's my plan for this. So in the past, I've kind of rushed it. I've kind of said, oh, this looks pretty cool, and then I'll ink real quick, and I'll color real quick, looking for that rushed kind of final thing instead of taking my time. So this is kind of my first attempt to really spend time at each level and then see if I can pull it off better. Mike D'Souza, what's up? So those 2 things can kind of help you with your workflow. Remember to do your animation, make your cell first, and that automatically creates a layer, and then go through and cut and paste, and then you can tweak as you go there. So I hope that helps a little bit. And then your in-between keyframes, do those, and then you can just space these out. You just click on it and just drag it, and you can drag it anywhere. So that helps you get your little in-betweens and timing and thing. And all this I'm doing at 8 frames a second. which is kind of what anime is. It's definitely not really, it's not 24 frames, 30 frames a second, like, really good animation. But again, I'm just one guy, and I have to do things that work for one guy. So I hope that helps a bit.